Welcome to BunniPhish Crafts. I'm your host Heather, known as BunniPhish on Ravelry, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Today is Monday the 14th, I think, of September 2020, and I have not sat down in a really long time, so I'm sure this is going to be awkward and weird. And I'm on a time crunch because I worked at the school this morning for about an hour and a half, and then I have to go and do lunch duty. So today was the first day for students to be in person at my kids' school. Last week, school started for everybody virtually. My kids are going hybrid, which means that they will be going 2 days a week. And that's a really great option. I am really glad that the school is offering that because my kids need that. They did okay with virtual school in the spring, but they will do much better being able to talk to a teacher and ask questions real time and see their friends even if they can't interact with their friends so much. Other life things, I got a job at my local yarn store. I will be working there 2 days a week and teaching classes 2 other days a week. So that's pretty exciting. Wednesday is my first shift working all by my lonesome. So I'm excited, nervous-ish, but not really nervous. But if you have been a long-time viewer, you know that I have anxiety. So yay! I'm just the regular nervous that comes with something new, which running the store by myself is something new. Let's see, anything else big happened? I don't think so. Oh, house stuff. My roof is finished. Yes, that was finished last month. My brother's coming by today to measure for gutters, so I'm gonna get new gutters soon. Yay! I think you're pretty much caught up on what's going on. So yeah, I tried so hard to find time to record in the first week of September, and I just couldn't make it happen because I started the new job at the store, so I had training days there, and then the school was getting ready to open and stuff. I'm normally a lunch aide at the school, but I worked all 4 days last week. Monday was a holiday. So I worked all 4 days at the school, not for the entire day. I only worked one full day at the school, but just helping everything to transition as smoothly as possible. So yeah, it was a lot. A lot happened last week. I was very busy. I worked 6 days last week. It was a lot. And that's going to be my schedule going forward, working 6 days, but not the way I was. So let's talk about administrative things. I recorded a video for the prize winners of all the small things that went up on the YouTube channel a week ago, and I will be posting an announcement maybe before this video, maybe after, about the ornament swap. We did it last year. It was a lot of fun. We will do it again this year. I will put out a separate video for that because things are going to be a little bit differently. I'm not handling it through Ravelry at all this time. So yeah, that'll be a little different, but hopefully people will take part and have fun. And if other people want to use the BunniPhish Crafts Ravelry group, I'm not really using it, but if someone else wants to have a chatter thread, show off things there, I'm fine with it. Just know that I won't be hanging out in there. I hope you can't hear my family. They're banished to the other part of the house. My kids are not in school today. They go the other half of the week. So they're still here. Oh, I think that's all the administrative things. I think I should have wrote show notes and I didn't, but it'll be okay. I will pop things up on the bottom of the screen as necessary. So I have some works in progress and I have some finished objects. Let's do finished objects first. So technically I finished this in August. I finished it the last day of August. Everything except ends woven in. And it is so cute. This is Little Narcat by Stephanie Latvin, also known as Telly Beans Knits. Look at that little tail. So I made this for my niece who will turn 12 at the end of October. But look, this sweater is 100% my size. I made the size 12. I did not do a gauge swatch. I guess I don't need my mask until I go back to work. So I didn't do a gauge swatch. The body is very roomy. The sleeves are fitted on me. And yeah, it's totally, but the body totally fits. You can see there's positive ease on the body and negative ease on the sleeves. I think it'll be fine for my niece, and if she doesn't like it, she can knit her own sweater. I used Cascade 220 yarns for this. That's what she picked out. I don't know any of the colorway names, but I used 4 and a partial of this gray color, and then a partial ball of all the other colors. I only bought this teal color to go with it, and then the lady who works at the yarn shop who left, which is why I now have the job at the yarn shop. She got a full-time job elsewhere. She made a blanket out of Cascade 220, a temperature blanket last year, so she had a bunch of colors. And I was just gonna raid my mini skein stash and hold things double and call it good enough, but since she had all the colors, she just let me, pick some colors out and go ahead with it. If you want more details on this project, I did talk about it at the end of the August vlog, so you can skip to probably the last 5 minutes of that. That's all the information on this sweater. No, I think I talked about some finished objects after that. So somewhere at the end, you can find more details about the sweater. What I did, I made some changes, stuff like that. So then I had all of this yarn left over from making that sweater. So I made some turn a square hats. So this one's my favorite. I'll show you this one. This is the one I made second. But look how fun that is. So Turn a Square by Jared Flood. I used size 7 needles on these, cast on the number of stitches and pattern. I did not do the recommended cast on because I'm lazy. So I just use a crochet hook because that leaves a very stretchy edge and a nice enough finish on a 1x1 rib. I don't know if the pattern calls for a 1x1 or a 2x2. I don't remember. And I didn't actually reference the pattern for how to do the decreases. Like, I remembered well enough what to do and the length. So they're turn a squares, but maybe not because I didn't actually check pattern. So yeah, I made this one. I made this one with helical knitting. So it's helical all the way to the top. And then this one was the last one. So I did the brim and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this teal color until it runs out. Then I used the gray until the hat was finished. And I have probably like 4 grams left of this gray color. So I put it in my worsted scraps because one never knows. My plan for these is to take them to the school because take them to the school or keep some in my car because we have a fairly large homeless population. So if I keep them in my car, I can hand them out to homeless people in my area. And if I take them to the school, I can hand them out to kids who don't bring hats in fall and winter, because there's always a few. Sometimes those are my children. And then they can just keep those hats. And I kind of like, they each took less than 24 hours, but I didn't like start one in the morning and finish it at night. I started them in the evening and then finished them in the afternoon of the next day. And then I had a ball of yarn left over from my sweater. What's it called? The one that I finished in the middle during Zombie Apocalypse, so in June. I don't remember what it's called. It has the pretty lace panel down the back. So I had a partial ball of that yarn left over and then a full ball. And I could have returned the full ball to my LYS, but I could also just make hats out of it. And I figure that black is a good gender neutral option. And I feel like boys or girls could wear these. I don't know what that person felt like they needed to do. I don't feel that colors have genders, but I know that some people feel very strongly about boys wearing pink and girls wearing not pink. So kind of just trying to make a bunch of hats in different colors. I'm probably going to make a couple more of these turn a square hats because they're really easy and I can do those while I'm working at the school. Like that could be my school knitting. I'll talk about that more in works in progress. But I'm probably going to do a few more turn a squares, and then I think I'm going to do like a 2x2 rib hat all the way up, because some of the kids who forget their hats are not in 5th grade, which this hat would fit. Some of them are kindergartners. So yeah, I'm going to make some that are ribbed so that they fit a big variety of heads. And that brings me to works in progress. I barely knit last week, so it didn't hurt me not recording. I've knit a little more this week because I've worked less this week. It's only Monday, but I can already tell I'm working less. So, oh my goodness. They know I'm recording. Meanest mom, I just went and broke up their tickle fight so that I could record without maniacal giggling in the background. I don't know if it bothers you. It bothers me. Her little high-pitched giggle. I'm pretty sure I've said this on the podcast before, but I hate it. Like, I like that she's having fun, but that the pitch that it's at just like cuts through my brain and I cannot think, and it makes me a little angry. So let's talk about my works in progress. Yes. So for this hat, can I word? I don't know if I can word. Also, I'm going to crochet some hats, I've decided. But anyway, this hat used up the remainder of the partial, and then I think I got to maybe an inch before decreases, and I had to add my full ball of yarn, which is fine because I'm just planning on making hats and stuff out of it. And I have, this is Plymouth Yarns Encore, and I have another skein that I picked up specifically to make charity type hats, and it's seriously, it's gray and pink with it's gray and pink marl with like black in it somewhere. So I figure worst case scenario, I can make a hat that's just out of that yarn and then use whatever is left of this black to go into some sort of hat with the pink yarn. I lost my train of thought because Mara, again, with the giggles, and I literally cannot think when she's giggling. So, Plymouth Yarns Encore Black. I have not weighed this hat. I don't know how much yarn it takes. I will weight the hat, and then I'll have an idea of how many hats I can make out of a full skein plus whatever's left of this after I finish this mitten, which I likely won't show you next time because it's super close to done. I have 12 rounds to go of the cuff. So this, isn't it cute? Can I get it? Kind of. I'll try to take a picture, but black yarn is hard to photo. It's my own pattern. I didn't use a pattern for this. It's got cables, and then cables, and I knit the thumb first. Both thumbs, I knit them first. I knit this 2 at a time because I didn't weigh the yarn. I didn't know how much yarn I had left, and I knew that I had that other skein of yarn, so if I had to like do the cuff in a different skein of yarn, that would be fine, but obviously I have plenty of yarn. So thumbs happened first, and then knit down, and then attached and worked around, kind of. What is going on in my house? Why? Did you just hear that? I don't know. I think it was the dog jumping at a door. Not my dog, the other dog. So yeah, I'm almost done with this. This will definitely be done by the time I edit. I will likely work on this while I'm editing because it's a really good project for that. So yeah, here are my mittens for winter, and then I'm totally going to chain a cord to attach them because I cannot be I'm not responsible enough to have my mittens not attached to each other. I will lose them, period. So I'm excited for these. We were talking about recess at the school. Mara's really bummed because she's in fourth grade this year, and elementary school doesn't have to wear their masks while they're in the classroom at their desks, and it's optional if they wear their masks outside, and I told her she absolutely has to. So, like when they go out to recess. So she's like, oh, okay, not excited, but I don't care. She can wear her mask all the time. If I can wear my mask all the time when I'm in the building, she can wear her mask for the 20 minutes she'll be at recess. Yeah, school is really weird this year. If your kids are in school and you want to chat about it down below, like how's it going, how school is being run, I am totally up for having a parent vent session in the comments. 100%. It's so strange. So this was the first day of students in the building. There are 90, I think, students in the building right now. The number of students enrolled is 580, I think. Yeah, so a very small population is going in person. So it's just really weird. It was really quiet, everybody coming in. There weren't, normally parents can come in and walk their kids to the classroom, like even when their kids are older, parents can do that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But this year, no, except they made an exception for kindergarten students. So kindergarten started 15 minutes after everybody else so that all the other students could be in their classroom, and then the kindergarten parents could walk to the classroom door but couldn't go in and like look at the desks and stuff. It's so bizarre. But okay, let's talk about my next work in progress. I am making the third and final pair of leg warmers for Patrick's niece. I figured it's autumn, it's getting close to time, and I'm making these for his niece who really likes Wonder Woman. So you can see that. Oh yeah, you can totally see the Wonder Woman. This is really, really cool. I learned a new stitch. It makes V's that go horizontally instead of vertically or diagonally when you cable. It's really, really cool. And I can definitely see me using that in the future when I make other things. So this pattern is called Princess Diana or Diana Prince. I don't remember. I'm modifying it. It was a sock pattern, but whatever. I just used the stitch count. The sock is a 64 stitch sock, but there are instructions because nobody else in the house can let this dog out. Oh my goodness. There's a door where they all are that I'm sure my dog went to first because she was in that part of the house to ask to go outside. I'm nearly positive. But of course, nobody can hear the dog except for me, so she came up to where I am so she'd go out this door instead. We have 3 doors to our house. Well, 4 if you count the garage door. It's a lot of doors. Anyway, I was talking about these leg warmers. So it's a free pattern. The sock is a 64 stitch sock, but there are directions for how to size down. So I did 60 stitches. It's written directions for how to modify this chart. So yeah, that looks super good on camera. The yarn that I'm using is Ba Yarns La Jolla. I don't know the colorway name off of the top of my head, but it is really, really lovely. I bought it at my yarn shop earlier this year so that I would have this red. And here's the second one. So you can see it's right before starting that chart. And this is not a chart that I memorized, so I need to do this chart when I can sit down and pay attention. It's not terrible. Like I can work the chart and read at the same time, kind of. Once it's set up, I can work the chart and read, but I do have to reference the chart on every odd row because even rows are just rest rows. So I'm super pleased with how that one turned out. And then once this is worked to the chart, it will probably be set aside for a little while because I think that what is going to work best for me right now is having different projects for different places. So at home, I want a project that I can engage in a little bit, take a little bit of brain power, and also I want a project that it takes a lot of brain power because I would like a project I can read with, and I would like a project that I could watch podcasts with. I've just started watching podcasts again. I took such a huge break. I'm watching podcasts from June still because that's when I stopped watching them. So I got super behind. I watched a few current podcasts. Like when certain people pop up, I'm like, oh yes, I'll watch your current podcast episode. And then I've been going back to June to catch up. I'm on June 27th. I know that because I'm watching Stitching the High Notes, Joanna, watching her daily vlogs. I just watched the 27th today. So I'm catching up. I think I have about 300 videos in my queue. I'm not going to watch all of them. Some of them are like studio vlogs of musicians making music. And like, while that's really cool, I don't actually feel the need to watch 60 hours of it. Um, so I probably won't watch that. But yeah, I have a lot to catch up on. And a lot of them are short. Molly, stop. A few people, oh my goodness. A few people who I'm subscribed to did Veda in August. So those are shorter episodes. So, but it's like 300 videos because I didn't watch. Why was I talking about podcasts? I don't know because I was distracted by the dogs coming back into the house. Because I want something to be able to watch podcasts with, so I want it to be a little more mindful than just stockinetting around. So this will either become a work project or a reading project. I don't know which. And I kind of plan to keep those separate so that I can just keep my work project at work. So for my work project, just started this morning. I am making, you guys are going to be shocked, but it kind of fits with what my knitting life looks like right now. I'm making a sock head hat. Yeah, not my normal at all, but Patrick commissioned me to make a hat for a girl he works with. Her name is Lydia. I hope it's okay to say that. If not, too bad, it's already in. I really just need easy stuff while I'm at work, stuff I don't have to pay attention to too much. Like these mittens would be fine, but I'm almost finished the mittens. I may take them with me today to work just so that I make sure they're finished. Or I might save them for editing probably tomorrow. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The mittens are going to be finished. So yeah, I cast on this hat and then I walked to work and then I was at work directing students to where they were going because sixth graders have never been in the middle school wing before, and obviously new students don't know how to navigate the school at all. And some of the returning students didn't quite know where they were going.
I have finished projects.
Oh, you want to talk about your finished objects? Okay, go ahead.
Yep. So these are
I'll
for
get back to whips in a minute.
Matt's twins. If you don't know Matt, he is my Aunt Amanda's boyfriend. So this is the princess. She has pants underneath her skirt, and she is beautiful and pretty on the
You need
outside.
to come this way a little. Okay, there you go.
So this princess who is holding a
Camera's
fan
right there.
is beautiful. So the princess that's on camera, it is beautiful and pretty on the outside, but more pretty on the inside. She is very kind.
Okay, show me the other one.
So this is a princess. Whoops. Fell in Mom's lap. Anyways, here's about this red-haired princess. She is beautiful on the outside, but I don't want to say the U word.
Yep, we don't say the U word because it's not nice on the inside.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Now go so I can finish recording.
Okay.
Love you, bye.
Okay.
So yeah, I was talking about this hat. It's going to be a sockhead hat, which, here's a sockhead hat. This one was made for me by Haley. I don't normally make sockhead hats because they're boring, but they are perfect for at work because I can literally drop it and help a kid clean their desk or whatever I need to do in the classroom. Lunch is going to happen in classrooms this year. Everything's so weird. So yeah, I can literally drop it and just pick it back up as needed. So my plan is to take this in today and then leave it at school and not bring it home until I need to change out the project because, well, probably until I get to the decreases. I might have to bring it home to do decreases, or I'll have to take in some needles.
Sorry.
The yarn that I'm using, do I have the tag in my bag? Nope, do not. The yarn I'm using is 716 knit, 716 sock in the questionable colorway, let's say. I'm going to put it up on the screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now it's gone. So it is a little bit of controversial of a name. Patrick picked it for his coworker. He said it would be most fitting, and she's getting a hat also. And yeah, I just wanted something that would be easy to work on at work. So this is going to go to work today, and it is not coming home. And then I have one other work in progress, and this work in progress is going to be my shop project. So I will take this when I'm working, and this is what I'm going to work on while I'm at work. Wednesdays are going to be a little different because Wednesdays there's social, so I'll just bring whatever project I'm working on Wednesdays in addition to this. So when social is over, I will have this so that I can pick it up and, throw a round or two on as I'm walking around, talking to customers, that sort of thing. But I wanted yarn that was one of the new yarns to the shop so that as I'm working on it, I can talk about a yarn that is new to the shop. So I'll show it to you again. It's just going to be a hat. It's got kind of a spiraling rib going on. It's basically my signature stripe hat without the signature part. So I plan to write that up. And I don't know if I'm going to add that to the pattern that is already there, or if I'm going to release it as a separate pattern. I have not decided yet, but I have to write it up still. So the yarn is Barocco Sesame. Can't really see the tag. In color 7451. And I just really, really like these colors a lot. I'm not usually an orange person, and I don't know if I will keep this for me or if it will go to the pile for kids stuff. I don't know if I'm going to put it in the pile for kids stuff though, because it is a delicate wash yarn. It's 43% wool, 39% acrylic, 9% cotton, and 9% nylon. And it says to place in a garment bag place garment in a mesh wash bag, machine wash separately in cold water on delicate cycle, lay flat to dry. So I don't know that I want to put that on kids at school to do that. So I don't know who that hat is going to, but that's what I'm working on. It's going to be my shop project, my work project, and then the other two will be home projects. And then I also have a secret crochet project, which I'm not going to show you now. It is a Christmas present, and I'm keeping it a secret. But around Christmas time, I will show it to you. So let's talk about what I've been reading. My reading has super slowed down, like my knitting, because work started back up. I've been very busy with that, but I have finished a few things this month. So Chris Hayes, A Colony and a Nation. This is about the erratic and arbitrary criminal justice system, according to the back. And that is, yeah, that's a really accurate description of the book. It is very interesting. I recommend it if you are interested in that sort of topic at all. It's very easy read. It doesn't read like a textbook. It is nonfiction. You can see nonfiction. But it's not a difficult nonfiction. You know, some nonfictions are very textbooky. This one's more conversational. I listened to Douglas Adams, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I picked this up because I was taking my kids to their dad's house. Not to his house. We were meeting in the middle of Ohio. So I had a 6-hour drive ahead of me. And I know that The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is a long book, and I saw that it said unabridged, but I didn't look at the description. So I feel a little lied to. It is Douglas Adams live at the Almeida Theatre, London, 1995. And it is a few scenes performed by him from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Also, the restaurant at the end of the universe and life, the universe and everything. So it's episodes and passages, which is not what I was expecting. And also, it's only 1 hour and 25 minutes. So it did not get me on my whole drive. I will have to pay better attention next time I'm picking up a playaway to listen to on my drive. My radio in my car isn't working right now. I suspect it's a fuse. I cannot access the fuse box right now because I have too much stuff in my car. Because when COVID hit, all of my Joanne class stuff got put in my car. And I've decided I'm no longer teaching at Joanne. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do with all of that yarn. Some of it is going to go to my students eventually when we can have handcraft club at school. So I need to figure out where I want to store it. That's not the back of my SUV. So yeah, I have to figure that out. But in the meantime, I don't have a radio, so playaways are important for a 6-hour drive. I read Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. So good. It's a romance novel. It's the second in a trilogy about the Brown sisters. The third one comes out spring of 2021. I'm already ready for it, but this one just came out. From June. So the characters are all of the characters are all very different and fully formed humans, and it's very entertaining. I will say that I liked the first book, Get a Life, Danny Brown, a smidge better than the second one, just because I really liked Danny as a character. Not Danny, Chloe. Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I really liked Chloe as a character. Danny's fine. I felt a little more in tune with Chloe, so I liked it. I'm looking forward to the third one, which I think is going to be a little bit bizarre and out there because the youngest sister is a little bit strange. And then I am reading. Why are you in here? Go, I'm recording. Maybe next week I'll try on a day when they're in class and they're in school. But I knew if I put it off until Thursday or Friday this week, it wasn't going to get recorded. So I'm reading 2 books right now. I'm reading Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. And this book, I'm reading it for Shelby and the Book Club. It is not the easiest read I've ever read. There is a lot of violence and sexual assault, and it's written kind of stream of consciousness, but not really stream of consciousness. It's a different style than things that I normally read. Yeah, it's just different. It's not bad. It's just different, and sometimes I have to reread a passage a few times before my brain like absorbs what the book is saying. It's not a light read. I mean, first of all, this book is actually like significantly heavy. Like even though these books are the same size practically, this feels like 50% more weight. It is a long book. It's 600 something pages, I believe. I am on page 242 because that's where we were supposed to read for yesterday's meeting, which was canceled because she's only going to do one meeting at the very end because so many people had backlash about the book because of its content and subject matter. But I kind of wonder if people, like, yes, the violence and the sexual assault is awful, but I kind of think if maybe just the storytelling is too different from what people are used to reading. Does that make sense? Like, if you're used to reading American work, I don't know where Marlon James is from, but I'm going to say this. So, if you're used to reading, he was born in Jamaica. If you're used to reading like very American or very British works, there's a certain way that we and they tell stories, and this feels more like a folklore type story told in a different style. And I will say that the first 20 pages were really, really hard for me to get through. I forced myself to read them, and then I took 3 days off from the book, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. But then I took 3 days off, and then I skimmed through really quick just so, so I would remember what I had read. And then it started becoming easier to digest what was happening in the book and like clicking in my brain. So, was I supposed to be at page 242? No, I don't remember. Maybe I'm supposed to be farther. I don't know. I have the whole month to read the book. I'm just trying not to get too far behind where we're supposed to be for meetings because then I'll never finish it on time. Yeah, I am enjoying the read for what it is, even though some of the subject matter is like not enjoyable to read because of what they're talking about, what the author is talking about, what the characters are talking about. But I read a lot of folklore from different places, so I think that maybe it might be easier for me to read something that is a little more folklore, a little less novel. I am also reading Trevor Noah, Born a Crime. I'm on page 139. There are 200 and about 90. 200 is between 280 and 290 pages. This is I guess like a memoir sort of deal. One of the people on the back of the book, I don't remember which person because I read it last night, calls it a love story to his mom, which it totally is. And I admit I don't know much about South Africa politics, apartheid. Like, I know what apartheid is, but I don't know everything about it and how people lived. And it's just really interesting to read Trevor Noah's writing. And also, he's very funny. I mean, he's a comedian, right? That's his job, is to be funny. So it's funny, it's witty, it's thought provoking. Highly recommend it. I like it a lot. All right, that is what I have for you this week. I think that, oh yeah, I have to get ready to head out the door, head to work. I will have just enough time to clean up my desk, and then I have to go back to work. So I hope that by the time you're watching this, I have the ornament swap up. If I don't, remind me that that's a thing that I need to do because my brain is a little bit like a sieve right now. It's not terrible, but just a teeny bit like a sieve. I miss you all. I will try really, really hard to get on next week, but if not, I definitely plan to record again before or around the end of September because I like chatting with you. And while the vlog is okay, I like this a little better. All right. I'm Minnesota goodbying. I'm not even from Minnesota, but this is what happens when you say goodbye about 1,000,000,000 times. I'm told that that's a Minnesota goodbye. And that's what I'm doing because I miss you. So if you have anything to ask, any comments, anything, meet me down below. I would love to have a dialogue with you in the comments section. Hit like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you haven't already and you like what you see. And all of those interactions help me a bunch, so thank you so much. And I will see you when I see you. Bye.